Let's go to CBS News national security contributor Sam Vinograd, who is joining us by phone. She is a former assistant secretary for counterterrorism at the Department of Homeland Security. Sam, good to talk to you. What is your initial reaction to this news?
My initial reaction is one that is not surprised in the sense that it's clear why the regime remnants would want to announce a new leader at this point. They want to signal that there is somebody in charge calling the shots, particularly when it comes to the direction being given to entities like the IRGC. You have to remember the IRGC reports directly to the supreme leader, while in practice, the military and other parts of the government report up through the president. Certainly, regime remnants want a message, not just domestically, but globally, that there's somebody in charge who is making decisions and keeping the regime functioning and cohesive. At the same time, it is very unclear how this individual, Khamenei, will be able to do this if he is in hiding, and if he ostensibly has a target in his back by the United States and by Israel.
Let's talk about that. Why announce him now, today?
The goal, I believe, is, as President Trump indicates, that he is looking for the regime's unconditional surrender, as the United States and Israel expand the kinds of targets on their target list, moving away from just military and security entities into various other kinds of infrastructure. The regime remnants certainly have a motivation to show that they can hit back and that they have a cohesive structure in place. You'll remember that a day or two ago, I believe it was the foreign minister, don't quote me on that, but a senior regime official apologized for aerial assets from Iran that had gone into neighboring countries, saying that there was a lack of command and control in the early days of the military operations. Now they are trying to show, ostensibly, that there is that command and control structure in place. But a lot of outstanding questions. Number one, does Khamenei have the ability to actually keep the regime cohesive and have command and control? Number two, does he survive? The U.S. and Israel clearly have very good intelligence on where regime officials are, so how long can he actually last? And then three, there's the longstanding question of whether the people of Iran stay, are cohesive in the sense, of course, there's been protests so far, but whether the Ministry of Intelligence and Security, whether the IRGC stay loyal to Khamenei. Now, I do think that he has strong backing from both of those entities at this point, but will he be able to maintain cohesion within the regime is an outstanding question, along with how long he just survives.
What is the current threat level here in the United States?
The threat level in the United States is very high from a counterterrorism perspective generally, and certainly the threat level from Iran has been escalating over the past few years and is probably at an all-time high in light of Operation Epic Fury. Khamenei, much like his father, is a hardliner, and in this moment is certainly looking to more than likely hit back against the United States, whether it be through proxies or surrogates in the homeland, through cyber attacks, through influence operations, or some combination of all of those things. He will also want to demonstrate, as will the rest of the regime, that, again, he has command and control over the security and intelligence services, over proxies, over surrogates, and over all those decisions. So I think that for however long he is in power and he's alive, he will want to hit back against the United States and demonstrably show that he's in charge and that he can emit power.
Sam Vinograd, thank you so much for joining us. And I do want to also mention for everybody who is watching that U.S. Central Command has posted an update on X that a U.S. National Guard soldier died in a health-related incident in Kuwait on March 6th during a medical emergency. The exact cause of death is under review. This is after U.S. Central Command had already announced the death of a 7th service member in Saudi Arabia in an attack there that took place on March 1st.